Not safe for work. What's the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you during X? Hi Reddit guys. Subscribe now, or I will kiss a frog. My buddy was with a girl that was more experienced than him. Mid-coitus she got a little dry and told him to spit on her. He, not knowing what she meant, but trying to oblige her, hocked a fat loogie and spit it on her chest. Alpha as frick. Dominance established. That's funny, because your last words were, spit in my mouth. Hep, you tamed my monster, with your mouth. And 2 other places. In an order that would surprise you. Cue my first boyfriend fingering me and then saying, wow, you sound like mac and cheese. Whoa. So that's what it sounds like. I've never really pinpointed it before. God damn it, this is going to haunt me. Don't forget to eat the mac and cheese. If you just stir it too long, everyone at the table stares at you. That's what good pussy sounds like. My boyfriend and I literally call this sound making macaroni. Every time I am cooking noodles, I like to make creepy faces at him while I toss the noodles. He does not like it. Girl was on top of me. She got off me right as I was about to come. The cum shoots out and lands right between my eyes. Gave myself a facial. I feel like this should have a name like Polish Sniper. Kurt Cobain. Come as you are. Dude. You're brilliant. I had been dating this girl who loved derogatory dirty talk. She always wanted me to call her a slut etc. during the action. We dated for years. It basically became part of my routine. First partner afterwards. Yeah, your daddy's little slut. What the frick did you just say? Hello darkness my old friend. You mean the panties your mother laid out for you? I dated a girl all through high school. Our junior year together. On her birthday, she said she wanted to try oral as in receiving. Being the honey teen I was totally into it. That night it started out as her on her back, but she enjoyed it so much it progressively led to face sitting. After about 5 minutes of her on top of my face, I noticed her pee-pee started tasting weird and really wet. I asked if everything was okay and as she looked down she got big bug eyes. At first I thought she had her period on my face, then realized she rode my face so aggressively that my nose was gushing blood. 10 out of 10 would suffocate in cooch again. If I had to, this is how I would want to go out. I was born by the snatch. I wanna die by the snatch. Girlfriend farted while going at it. I knew she was embarrassed so I'll let one rip too. Hers didn't smell. Mine was so bad she started gagging. Not all heroes wear capes. Heroes never die. Relatively new girlfriend. We had just moved into our first apartment. New dog, etc. It was the first or second night. I really had to fart. Under thick covers. Didn't think it would smell, etc. It was silent. But, turned out, she was under the covers on her side. And so was the dog. My fart was so nasty it made the dog puke. Which in turn made her puke. 9th wedding anniversary was this past Saturday. Sometimes you're just not supposed to win. My baby sister walked in on my girlfriend and I having sex. My mum had sent her to wake us up for breakfast. This caught my girlfriend off guard, and she kinda screamed, bringing my mum to the room. After she realized what my sister walked in on, she tried to take her out of the room. But my sister got curious, and my mum had me explain to her the birds and the bees. When I mentioned it's something that 2 people in love do, my sister asked, since I love you, and you love me, can we do that too? My wife and we out on a date and my parents had the kids. She wanted to pull over on the side of the road into the back of a parking lot and give me some oral pleasures. I reclined my seat and she proceeded to the danger zone. As I am climaxing, she likes to watch me come. She starts jerking me off feverishly and I fap, square into my eye with a satisfying thwack. I lurch forward, as you do when cum gets in your eye, and smash her head between me and the steering wheel, honking the horn with her ear. We couldn't stop laughing for the entire drive home. Ha, that's awesome. You know you have an amazing so when you can laugh at yourselves like that. Sometimes we'll be driving, hear a horn, and slowly turn toward each other and burst out laughing. You could no longer climax without hearing a horn, and from there on it was a slippery slope to clown X while honking each other's noses. Was 69 eyeing a girl, and she readjusted so her anus was on my mouth instead. She had recently showered, and hairless, so I had no reason to object. Here we go, giving my first ever rim job. She gets pretty into it. Stopped going down on me, because she couldn't keep it together. Then, out of nowhere, PFFFT. Yep. That was a fart. Didn't even need to taste it to know. She immediately catapulted off of me and rolled to the other side of the bed. So horrified and embarrassed that she started crying and trying to apologize through the tears. Me? I thought it was freaking hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing, but I'm sure that didn't help with her crying at all. She just lost control of herself on the edge of an orgasm was all. Can't blame her. She calmed down after about 5 minutes and we restarted the action. No more tongue punching the fart box, though. At least not that day. That's one way to get pink eye. So how'd you get pink eye, son? Well, I was tonsil deep in my girlfriend's shoot cannon when all of a sudden, oh my, I can't stop laughing at this. Pull the vibrator out then. My ex was really into ass play and I'm pretty experimental by nature, so I figured I would indulge her fantasy. We go out to an adult toy store and get an anal vibrator, then proceed home for exy time. As we're fooling around, she starts to play with my taint and is really enjoying it. I'm desperately trying to not laugh because it tickled. The exy times continue and she proceeds to pull out the vibrator and begins to lube it up as she performs fellatio. The moment of truth arrives and she slowly begins to slide the vibrator into my ass until the entire toy has set up camp next to my prostate. She flips the switch, not realizing it is set to high. I immediately throw my face into my pillow to stifle the laughter I'm experiencing, which is only made worse by her repeated use of the phrase "you like that." She yanks away the pillow to look lustfully into my eyes, only to find me laughing like a freaking madman with tears streaming down my face, completely ruining her fetish forever. I can't stop laughing. Thank you. Pull the vibrator out then. Never. I pulled out, hastily flung the condom off my member, and came on her face. I hadn't had much sex experience, but since it was common in peen, I just thought that's what you were supposed to do. Afterwards, I got slapped, and that girl still hasn't talked to me since that day. Went for the headshot on the first go. Freaking legend. But yeah, courtesy says you should ask. Yeah, I'd probably slap you too. Could he make up for it by giving you a lifetime supply of bagels? No. Has to be an infinite supply. This guy wanted to come over late one night and I said he only could if he brought pizza. He follows through and brings pizza with hot pepper flakes on it, which are my favorite. Anyway, after eating a slice each, we are making out on the couch and decide to move toward the bedroom. His hands are all over me when all of a sudden my pee-pee is on fire. My first thought was that I spontaneously contracted an STD. After running to the bathroom and running cold water all over my lady parts, I realized he never washed his hands after eating the pizza with hot pepper flakes. I yelled at him about it, but we had a good laugh after. Very similar experience, except it was my boyfriend going down on me after eating spicy food. He practically drinks hot sauce on a regular basis. My pee-pee was burning like a wildfire afterward. Let's see. I was dating this very nice lady in college. She was homeschooled, her parents were really religious, but she was gorgeous, so I figured why not date her? It's college, everyone will believe we had sex even if we didn't. Turns out she's a freak. So we were having sex one night in my dorm room and I'm behind her, she's bent over head in the pillow muffling her screams. I'm about to come and boom, my roommate walks in. I slip out, but mid-hump and as I come. So my peanut slides up her butt and I come in my own eye. It burned like a motherfricker. So I start screaming. She's mortified. She doesn't know why I'm screaming and my roommate is standing there at the door laughing his ass off. I couldn't believe it, and a couple weeks later she broke up with me because she couldn't stand seeing my roommate because she still kept up super religious appearances. This is some American Pie shoot, lol. Not me, but an acquaintance. Nerdy guy in college, never had a sexual experience beyond the palm of his hand. Went to a big ol' party kegger at a co-op where a similar and equally nerdy girl with a similar track record. Well, hosts at the party picked up on it and granted them both a quiet room on an upper level off limits to the main party. Condoms and lube were provided, and after about 5 minutes a few of us sneaked up to the landing on the steps beside the room. After about 10 minutes of us beaming proudly and holding back from listening in on the door flew open and out came our nerdy guy running like hell, half naked and covered in something. He made it to the bathroom and proceeded to puke and gag and took off for the dorms. Female friends of the nerdy girl entered the room, and that was that until the next morning. Nerdy guy, who is probably still traumatized from this experience, explained what occurred. He went down on nerdy girl as a gentleman does when one knows he won't last more than what is a laughable increment of time. While down, between nerdy girl's thighs, she shifted to a more comfortable position and let loose a fart. A fart so impactful that it shot a lone kernel of corn out of her shooter and through his puckered lips and smack into the middle back of his throat. She then threw up on him and he threw up in her lap. Headshot? It's Hypoon. Please tell me his friends call him the Great Cornholio. Please let this be true. Oh god. Okay Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will kiss a frog.